Hey guys, Marstinkin here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so, one of the most important things to take away from the producer letter that we got the other day, obviously it went through a bunch of the survey results, which I did make a video about, so feel free to check that out if you haven't seen it, or haven't seen my thoughts on it, even if you have seen the results. Pretty interesting stuff, but of course, the final image released, as you can see here up on the screen, is that the information on the next campaign will be released on the 24th of the 4th PST. So who will the new characters be? Try to guess in the comments. And that's basically it. But it's nice to get that little bit of confirmation that, you know, the next celebration is coming. Obviously on global, this is kind of when we would have anticipated the celebration anyway. Now, the thing that is kind of interesting about this is earlier on in the producer letter thing, they do mention the fact that because 66% people picked that option in the survey, that they are planning to implement more same time celebrations with JP. But the one thing that there is no mention of is obviously the celebration that we're all expecting to be the one that starts within the next few days and gets revealed on this date here that they're advertising. Is obviously last year, this is when we got Golden Week at the same time as JP, and obviously got the GT Super Saiyans. But nowhere does it actually say in this producer letter or on the JP version or anything like that on the official JP Twitter, nowhere does it actually say specifically that it is going to be a dual event. Now, obviously, we assume that it is. I probably like 99% likely, right? But, you know, Dokkan can do any old thing at the end of the day. So, it is still very possible that this could not be the reveal. So, obviously, in terms of what it is actually going to be, the only thing it says here, again, is that the information on the next campaign will be released on the 24th of the 4th. But that's all it says, right? And we talked about this a little bit on the Dokkan podcast, but obviously just saying information on the next campaign is incredibly vague. Like, what does that actually mean? Does it mean they're going to show the new units? Does it mean they're just going to show, like, the overall theme? Are they going to show, like, a free-to-play unit or preview a new event or something like that? It's hard to say specifically. So, shout out to Luca Dokkan, because he posted this tweet. This is basically just after the actual producer letter came out, I think. In fact, I think this is literally like 15 minutes afterwards. But this date that they're advertising is when the news was posted. Although I guess, to be fair, actually, it's a day behind in terms of the in-game time here based on where you are. Like, for me in the UK, the 24th PST, like when new events come out, like news and stuff like that, it's either midnight over here for me or early in the morning. So I'm assuming that the advertisement saying like it comes out on the 24th, as you can see here, this would have been on global. This came out on the 25th at 10 o'clock in the morning. So obviously in the USA, this would still be the evening of the 24th. So this is the kind of thing that I am expecting to see on the 24th. Obviously, because it's going to be on both versions at the same time, the timing is a bit weird, because the way events and news release at the moment, if it was just going to be on global, this would appear in the news at 7:30 AM my time, which is 10:30 PM PST the day before. But as you can see here, last year this came out at 10 o'clock, and I believe it was the same because it basically showed up in both versions of the game at the same time. So this is what I'm expecting this part of the thing to actually be talking about. So when they say information on the next campaign, I'm expecting it to just basically be this in the news, which is pretty much the only information that they gave out. And then of course we had to wait another day or so to actually see some of the information. But if we look back at the actual timeline, obviously this is what released on the 28th. So this preview showed up in the game on the 25th, like at least UK time. And then the actual stuff didn't come out until the 28th. And I think when you line up when the sales end and stuff like that on global currently with the celebration that we have, this does seem to make sense that we will be looking at the 28th for this to release, or the 29th, because 28th is a Thursday, Friday's 29th. Usually they don't release big celebrations and stuff on a random like Saturday or Sunday. So I can see the 28th or at a push the 29th being the release date again for the events for this year. And obviously remember, for last year, for this dual celebration, not only did we get the 2 new banner units, obviously it was a dual Dokkan Fest, each one had a side banner unit, We also got an extra awakening. We also got the legendary Goku event, the GT version. So it wasn't within the first few days when the celebration actually started. It was when we went into the beginning of May. So actually it was a good like 2 weeks later almost, or just over a week later, that we got the GT Legendary Goku event. Obviously, we got a battlefield reset, which is always good for getting a bunch of extra stones. We got a nice little event where you can get some meat items, which is always super good for refreshing your stamina, especially if you want to link level those new units. And then, of course, we got the Easy Ace for the Super Saiyan 4s, which were incredibly good. And then we got an explosive chain battle, a couple of Extreme Z areas, and then when we get to the 20th of May, that's when the Part 2 LR was released for the celebration. So I imagine we will follow the same kind of structure again. Now, the big question on everybody's mind, of course, is what is the theme of Golden Week going to be? And as I'll probably put in the title, like, I feel like everybody was convinced a few months ago that the theme of the celebration was going to be movie related, because in an alternate timeline where Toei didn't get hacked and the movie didn't get delayed, the movie would actually be out now in Japan, as far as I remember. So like when you're watching this video, like people would have already seen the movie in Japan, and I'm sure by this point like a full spoiler movie synopsis would have been posted. So you would assume that, as JP often does with this kind of thing, like UI Goku dropped on JP the day after the episode came out, and like Vegito Blue and AGL Rose were announced like the day after the Vegito Blue episode came out in Japan. So like normally they don't wait very long for this kind of stuff. So the thing that had me very curious is if they were going to do that for Golden Week, and Golden Week is going to be a same time celebration, then obviously that's going to be a massive spoiler for global players, because like I said, even if the movie hadn't been delayed, it wouldn't be out in the rest of the world outside Japan at this point. So anything movie related that releases is obviously going to be a massive spoiler. Now, technically, we have seen some spoilers already. So Dragon Ball Legends had their reveal and stuff the other day, where they showed off the fact that the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 characters are going to be getting units coming to Dragon Ball Legends. Now, the thing is, you could obviously make that assumption from the trailer, the fact that these guys are obviously working with the Red Ribbon Army. I mean, kind of just from their like appearance, right? Like, I mean, you can see kind of like the antennas on the head, and then this guy has a slightly different like fin type antenna in the middle. But this information for the units on Legends confirms that these characters are androids, because they are on the Android tag in Legends, which, for anyone who doesn't play Legends or know anything about it, tags are basically just the Legends equivalent of categories in Dokkan. So what this means is, if these two units were releasing in Dokkan, they would be on the Android category. So this confirms that they are Android. So I guess in a way that is kind of like a mini spoiler, even though, you know, you could logically make that leap because they're Red Ribbon Army, the way they look, all that kind of stuff. But that is, I guess, in a way, a minor spoiler. Now, I do wonder if Dokkan was planning to do all this stuff from the start. Like, I don't know who makes the call, right? Like, the bigwigs at Toei. Do they reach out to, like, the Dokkan and Legends teams and be like, hey, you can't release that movie-related stuff that you were planning to release because we've delayed the movie? Like, we know the novel version of the movie got delayed as well, so that didn't come out before the actual movie and spoil it. But obviously with Legends revealing that Gamma 1 and 2 are going to be coming to the game as part of the Dragon Ball Super Superhero Collab campaign, I wonder when Dokkan are going to show their hand and reveal the stuff. Because you think they designed these celebrations and stuff a long way in advance. So if we were going to have a dual Dokkan Fest, you assume like one of the banners would be Gohan, as the movie is very much focused around Gohan and Piccolo, with a Piccolo side banner character. And then the other banner is probably going to be the main antagonist, which is still to be revealed. There's been weird rumors about like an android version of Raditz with a leaked, quote-unquote leaked image, which was proven to be fake afterwards. Obviously a big popular theory is that Cell is going to return. People were even talking about like Android 21 when this, like, the first trailer came out, but I definitely don't think she fits into this kind of storyline, especially because she obviously has her own like backstory and everything from Fighters. But the big question is going to be, if they did design that whole dual Dokkan Fest around the movie and they have to delay it, that is going to seriously affect what possible things that we're going to see coming up soon. And then I know another thing that happened recently was a Japanese company revealed a new Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Cell like statue set from obviously the end of their fight with the Father Kamehameha. Now, obviously, that could just be completely unrelated timing, but the fact that it's Gohan and Cell related, a lot of people are expecting to see either Cell Saga or the fact that Cell is returning in the movie. Now, I think it's pretty likely that it's not going to be movie related, even if that was the original plan. But, I mean, that would be crazy. I don't think we're in a universe where that is a 0% likelihood. But, man, that would be wild if, like, Dokkan literally spoiled the movie because they didn't want to delay the release of their stuff and it came out before the movie. I think people would be kind of mad about that. I don't know, because like JP culture, you gotta understand they don't really care about spoilers. By the time the final movie trailer came out for the Broly movie, we already saw Super Saiyan Broly and Gogeta in the trailer, so they don't care about spoiling that kind of stuff. So remember, if you do want to stay as spoiler free as possible for this movie, when the final trailer comes out, do not watch it, because if it is like the return of Cell, for example, he will probably be in that final trailer. So when it comes down to what we could actually see, this is obviously the thing where, you know, we could speculate all day long. I could go over a bunch of ideas that I think it could be, but realistically at this point, if it's not going to be movie related because they've had to delay it, it could literally be anything. So I could, you know, I could go through a whole bunch of possibilities. I know other people have done that for videos and people have had some interesting ideas, but I mean, it literally could be anything. We could finally get a Battle of Gods, Dual Dokkan Fest with a God Goku and a Beerus. We could get Resurrection of F representation. We could actually have like a Dual Dokkan Fest with a blue Goku and a blue Vegeta as the two banners, and then have the Part 2 LRB Golden Frieza. There's just so much stuff they could do. One that I would like to see, because as much as you guys know, I don't really like GT. There are a few things about GT that I do like, and some of the categories definitely need to be expanded or actually, you know, even come into existence. So for me, I would like to see a Super Saiyan 3 Goku that transforms to Super Saiyan 4, and then a baby Vegeta that transforms to Super Baby 2, and then obviously that celebration can give us like easy A's for the STR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who's a really good support. Obviously the LR Baby could get an easy A during that celebration, as well as the old like Int Super Baby 2. So I think that would be something pretty cool. Some nice buffs for Corroded Body and Mind, because we've talked about this a million times before, but the baby side banner unit could be a baby possessed Bulma who supports Corroded Body and Mind, because then that fits into Majin Vegeta's kit of needing to have a Bulma on the team, but there's like no Bulmas on any of the teams that he's on, except for that one Vegeta and Bulma card on Vegeta Family. So there's a whole load of stuff they could do, but realistically at this point, we don't really know anything. So I'm very excited to see what it's going to be, but I want you guys to use this opportunity in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys would love to see as a Dual Dokkan Fest coming up for Golden Week. I mean, like I said, it could literally be anything, so just go wild. Don't even necessarily tell me what you think realistically it's going to be. Just tell me what your ideal Dual Dokkan Fest for Golden Week would be. And yeah, by the time this video goes up, we will be finding out this information in hopefully less than 24 hours. So definitely an exciting time, and stay tuned to the channel. I am going to be working over the next couple of days, so I'm really hoping they don't drop the reveal like while I'm at work, but hopefully I will be able to cover the news as it breaks. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.